forward, we kick it forward, we kick it forward.
Hey guys, we're here for a bonus episode of Kick It Forward. Don't say we don't do enough for you, all right?
This is going to be a good one too. This is going to be beneficial to you. Josh, for this guest, I was thinking like a Today Show sunrise intro.
Oh, that's what I've written down.
Racking up millions of views on social media. You go though.
No, I want that.
With sketches such as this one.
Yeah, and I'll.
The funniest is the host going, "Oh, I love that one. That's my favorite one."
That
Yeah.
I have watched that so many times.
And he joins us now.
The financial.
Chris Kohler. Wow.
He's a financial reporter with Channel 9. He's a father, but you most likely know him from his social media clips that have got millions of views, Harry and Georgia.
Oh yeah, I
just millions of views
I've
online.
watched that one a million times.
He's educating viewers about the biggest Australian financial rorts, and he's also got a book, apparently.
Yeah.
How they get yous. How they get you.
Oh, sorry, I won't cover the bottom.
Yeah. Chris Kohler, how are you going? Also got a... Yeah, go. How are you
Mate,
going?
it's a sensational plug. I'm just chuffed with that. That's so good.
One sale.
It's good. One sale done. I'm thrilled to be here, guys. That intro it's eerily correct.
Professional.
It's like you guys have been watching him your whole lives.
But you know what's funny is we've done a couple I think 3 collaborations with you or so since we've been in Melbourne for about a year. And there is a portion of people that come up to me and go, "Oh, I really like your videos. Love those ones with the financial guy, Chris, whatever."
With that dude. Who's,
Yeah. And then I hate all the other ones.
They're always
I
mega,
like the smart ones.
They always perform like mega well.
The ones that you guys are in are really nice because they don't make you feel like shit, which is a lot of my videos end up making you do.
Don't assume
What do you mean?
Wow.
What do you mean? Make you feel like shit?
Well, so a lot of it's like, how they get you. It's a bit of a bummer of a topic. And so people are kind of commenting like, "Oh, yeah, I hate this, obviously, but here I am watching again." When we team up, you guys make it funny, and I appreciate that.
I don't think we make it funny. I think the dryness. Well, you're actually stepping into our world too. We'll just get this off so we can start with the nitty gritty. You've got a new podcast. It's called The Money Cafe
No, actually, that's my dad.
with Alan Kohler. No, I'm just joking. That was a JJ.
that
It's
is-
how we got here.
Oh, he's going to love the plug too. He's chuffed with that. It's how we got here, where I tell historical business stories that are pretty crazy, and in theory, they help explain how part of that economy works today. So, first episode was Adidas versus Puma, which is a bonkers story that came out of Nazi Germany.
Adi Dassler, yeah.
Yeah, wild stuff. I mean, it's easy to not know about this because the businesses themselves never talk about them, and then that kind of helps explain how sports marketing came about. Episode 2 is out pretty soon. That's on Blockbuster. Then we go Kellogg's, a bunch of other really good, weird episodes.
Sorry, I brought up your dad's because I found it really funny that you guys both brought out financial pods within like a month of each other.
Yeah, and so he's on the ABC and I'm on Channel 9, so we keep being directly competitors, and it's not ideal really, but that's the situation.
Well, you're both talented at what you do, so I love it.
You have teased the Kellogg story before to us. Is that something you're willing to share on this pod before your own?
Well, it's public information. I just think it's nuts that not more people know that cornflakes was effectively started as an anti-masturbation tool.
Go on.
And the guy, so the idea is it was born out of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, which is really into this idea that, cleanliness of body, cleanliness of mind and spirit. Don't wank, right? That's kind of almost rule number 1. And
Don't
wank. You cut it out. Hands where I can see them. The theory is...
The hub's down anyway. We can't.
Guys, can we be serious for a second?
Guys, I'm talking about wanking. I mean,
Sorry.
No.
Could we be cereals for a second?
The idea is that if you eat spicy or like rich foods, you're going to be more like worked up and you'll wank. So they created this really bland food.
Wow. So he purposely created a food to make it really plain. But famously, cereals are delicious.
What's all brand?
Whenever I have a bowl of Frosty Flakes, I really want to rub one out.
You can't help it, almost. Yeah, so it's come full circle.
Yeah, that's why whenever I get
full
Mexican, they're like, just too mad.
What
else? Was it,
I get spicy food here, and I have to go off and just jork it crazy style.
just on Kellogg's though? So it was a successful product, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's to this day it's still around. But what was the result of his anti-jork technology?
I think he John Harvey Kellogg famously never jorked it in his entire life. In fact, he never apparently had sex with his own wife. So very anti all
Not
of it.
so different,
And he had
him
kids,
and I.
or
He fostered 42 kids.
Oh, wow.
Weird story. I mean, so he and his brother ended up falling out. His brother Will was the one who added sugar to everything and made it into a massive successful business. But also early days, John Harvey Kellogg's a doctor. He was prescribing the most bonkers shit.
So he's actually when you say 42 fostered kids, it's more along the lines of probably a bit weird.
I mean,
Cultish.
certainly
What was he prescribing?
Don't know
Joe?
about that. He was prescribing all kinds of stuff. Like if you had a gut ache, he would prescribe a pint of yogurt enema.
Up your ass.
Yeah.
What kind of yogurt?
I don't know. We could replicate it. Like just nip down to Coles.
Is there protein in it? Is there 20
probiotic.
grams of protein?
I mean, it's got to be.
How does a protein enter your system? Through my sphincter.
Yeah. So, but
Well, it'd be
to be
colon.
clear, it's both ends. You got to eat a bit of yogurt. You got to stick a bit of yogurt up your ass. And so he was prescribing this all the time. Wild shit.
I definitely reckon the Kellogg's doco would be a lot like the MJ movie, where it's like they just breeze over probably the weird stuff happening with those 42 fostered kids.
Yeah, so much weird stuff. It's. I love it because I get to tell this story over like 45 minutes or an hour, and you just kind of get to actually get into the weeds of the weirdest stuff of these businesses that they never talk about.
How long ago did he die, Mr. Kellogg?
Well, so it all went down like they started all this in the 1860s. Kellogg died. Oh, geez, we can work it out. He died when he was 91. So,
40s.
yeah, there you go.
In the 40s. So not really long
Sorted.
enough to not really long enough to see himself become the villain, because I think like cereal's synonymous with like being lazy and wanking now. I think he'd be really disappointed.
Well, Jerry Seinfeld having cornflakes rather than dinner. A lot of stoners famously like a bowl of cereal.
Yeah, well, Kellogg's.
Sorry.
Respect.
But the Kellogg's business got split in two, and half of it got bought by Mars and half of it got bought by Ferrero. So they're owned by chocolate companies now anyway. So he'd be rolling in his grave like mad.
With
Too
a giant,
rich.
with a
Where was he
giant
from?
boner.
Where was Kellogg?
Michigan.
Michigan. Too rich, you're gonna wank. Stop wanking.
Cut it out.
Cut it out.
Chris, what was it like writing a book? And then also, because we're all considering writing a book, but also, how's it been received?
I think it's been received pretty well. I mean, you never know. If somebody hates it and puts it down, like you kind of probably never hear from them. But if they really like it, they might, write you a nice review or say that they got it. But
We have the opposite, but yeah.
We get feedback.
Yeah,
honest feedback.
That's
Yes.
honest, pure hate.
Yeah.
makes you stronger, I guess.
People like it.
Is there a movie coming out?
I don't know. Do you want to be in it?
We could be in the movie.
Appreciate that.
This
Yeah,
summer.
let us know.
That was fun. I mean, it took 7 months. It was more fun than I thought it was going to be. I mean, I'm kind of lucky in that this book is a collection of chapters that probably kind of could have gone in any order. Like there's no character development or like narrative arc that I had to work out. I think people who write what I would call proper books have it a lot harder than me.
Well, the way it's sort of separated out as each chapter is a different sort of Australian rort or a historic thing, and you almost give an example of like how they've ripped people off and then how you can get ahead. So it's how they get you and how you can actually, but there's another side of it of how Australians can actually help themselves out. I remember after going through it, I was thinking I just need a day off to like collect back about $1,000 a month from all this stuff. But before we get to each one, is there one in particular you look back on, like one chapter, one sector where you're like, oh, that is the biggest Australian rort?
I mean, the biggest Australian rort is probably different from the one that I think about the most. I mean, I kind of
The jorking.
I like that
Just
one.
keep it clean. Everyone plays.
I like that they're coming through like a beat behind as well. I like.
Yeah, that's Harry's brain.
I can be quicker. I can be quicker.
Out of the holster. No, I think. Look, I think there's a couple of massive ones. Superannuation's a problem. The way we do banking in Australia is a problem. There's a lot of in real estate that's an issue. I think the way we buy petrol is a massive problem. But the one I think about most is probably food delivery. Like it's gotten so big and it makes such a small amount of sense. Like if everyone listening to this would have their own thing in mind about this. Everyone knows that it's not good value, but if I order a burrito at my local Mexican joint, through Uber Eats, it's 45% more expensive than if I call
Fucking hate
and go and get it.
delivery, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense. And it doesn't
But
seem to
on
make
the
anyone
plus side,
happy.
it does come squashed and cold.
Exactly.
Yeah, so-
Exactly. So in writing the book, I talked to a bunch of small restaurateurs who basically just said, we are kind of captive to these businesses now. We don't really like it. There was one I spoke to in Sydney who's got 3 fried chicken places and he's paying $60,000 a month to Uber Eats. And of course, as soon as it leaves the restaurant, he loses all control over it. There's sort of not that much upside. He's paid to have a website and he's still got a landline, bless him. And so he wants people to call and go down and pick it up. And it's so much more cost effective.
It's kind of like if you're not a part of it, then you're just getting like stiffed. Right?
Yeah, and
Because-
it's a kind of a classic example of this thing that was introduced and it was kind of shiny and new and people were like, oh, I'm just going to order a donut or a can of Coke and it's not going to cost me anything. How good. And then over time, if they get bigger, there's less competition and then they get to kind of start dumping out and unloading all this crap, all these extra fees. I mean, you look at all the fees that you're paying and it's huge. I mean, and for the business, they've got to recoup all of the stuff that they're paying to the delivery operator by jacking up their prices.
Sorry, good question.
Hang on. Josh?
Why isn't it made public on the app how much they're increasing the price comparatively to the in-store price? So like when I buy a burrito and it says, oh, the actual ticket price for the item itself is $19 instead of $15.
Yeah.
Why aren't they told to include that?
Well, it would be probably bad for business and they don't have to. There's no rule for them to do that, I guess.
But so Uber obviously has a lobby in some capacity, right? And like or would have some tentacles in.
Yeah, it's listed in the
Government or
US.
something?
I mean, you can break out the Uber Eats side of it for them, and they've just started turning a profit. But there's very little, impetus for them to do anything other than basically drip price everything that they can and keep it obscure.
What about all the weird small ones like Deliveroo and Menulog and stuff? Like, how do they exist?
Well, Deliveroo doesn't exist in Australia anymore. It went arse
Oh,
up.
DoorDash is the
DoorDash.
went
I mean,
away, yeah.
this is the thing that surprises me when I looked into it. It's not a particularly good business. Like everyone is unhappy. You got the customer at home who's not that happy with how much they're paying. You got the delivery rider who's not that happy with how much they're getting paid. And
They're also often dying.
they're often dying, and they're getting ripped off royally with how the structure is that they're technically contractors. They don't get sick leave or break time, or they've got to cover their own insurance, all that sort of stuff. The restaurant's obviously not happy, and shareholders are not getting slam dunk returns or anything like this. So this is why everything kind of funnels towards more and more profitability required, more and more fees required. The service gets worse over time, but we're all kind of in now.
Just quickly on food delivery, I'll let you in. It's unfortunately patched now, but this is in my top 5 schemes of all time. Was this Milk Run scheme that we discovered a couple of weeks ago, where Milk Run, it's owned by Woolies. It's a grocery delivery.
There's a chapter in the book about how it didn't work.
Yeah. And Milk Run.
Yeah, that's why I got bought by Woolies because it was so unsuccessful. They're trying to break the Uber
okay.
stranglehold.
They were hemorrhaging money.
Well, I discovered that your first order was 50% off, and all you needed to do to create a new account was put a new email address in. So before they patched it, I just counted. I got 9 orders at 50% off groceries delivered.
It's good value.
So I've just got like stockpile of like parmesan and salmon and Scotch fillet steaks, things I normally wouldn't buy. So that's how I got them.
That's good.
I can't-
That's my book is actually how I got them.
Win for the good guys.
Yeah.
I can't wait till Giorgio's book.
But things you wouldn't usually buy, so you got upsold.
Nah, because
They got you, Georgia. I think they got you.
I have a confession to make. I tried to do it on Monday night and I forgot to put in the code and just paid full price.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they got all of us.
But it was patched by then anyway.
We got got.
Can we just talk about housing for a second?
Yeah.
Because we've got some general questions. So Harry and I don't own a house. G's, fortunate enough to own one. But it feels like everyone, whether you're a homeowner or not, is in somewhat kind of screwed.
Yeah, a bit. I mean, it's kind of a generational thing.
Yes.
Like we talk about it a lot. I mean, if you are someone who is lucky enough to own a detached house within 10 Ks of a major city and bought years ago, you're pretty sweet. But, there's a massive difference. It kind of depends which direction you want to take the conversation, because you're right, there's so many issues. I mean, if you look at apartments and units versus houses, the performance is totally different. You look at what interest rates are doing and how much debt we're all in. I mean, that's a massive problem. I think I was at a writers' festival on the weekend, and one of the things I said,
Nerd. Sorry, I was in kick it forward mode. If I said anything about a book, they'd call me a nerd.
We've never said anything. We've never been mean to each other ever.
Okay.
We've never.
So you're at a writers' festival.
yeah, because it was the 10th anniversary of.
Okay, sorry.
No, this is good.
Yeah.
I wanted sound effects.
He's not one. He's not one of us. We can't. You can't do that.
Do the pint one. Just please continue. Sorry, Chris.
I want a fucking sound effect.
There's a couple pint and pot ones. Harry's editing this, so
Oh, here, we can use some of those. Here we go. There you go. You got a pigeon.
Oh, good. Okay, I like it. No,
so you're at a writers' festival and you were discussing with someone.
they were So it was 10 years on from the smashed avocado debate.
Oh, right.
10 years now.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Simple times.
Who was it
eh?
that said it?
That was
It
an
was Bernard Salt. I was sitting next to him at this writers' festival and we were talking about it.
What did he say?
Oh, awesome.
Well, he said he was it's not really what he meant back then.
What did he? So he was that in an Australian publication or was that in the UK?
It was in the Australian newspaper.
Because it's now I've noticed it's in US media and stuff like it's mentioned like they'll go like in pop culture out of the US, so it went worldwide.
It was a column. It was just a standard. He does a weekly column he has for years, and he just put one out on a Monday morning. And he said at 7 a.m. it went live, and by 9:30 he was receiving calls from the BBC and like the Caracas, Venezuela newspaper. Like it just went berserk straight away. And he said he was kind of surprised because he said he wrote the whole thing tongue in cheek, and it was like not a legitimate take.
Oh,
But
Wow, didn't come across that.
that's what I said to him. I said,
also,
well,
like, is he
me.
an old boomer?
He is a boomer. I was working at the Australian at the time, so I was in the newsroom when all this happened, and I don't know how old, I was 26, stormed into the editor's office and said, you got to let me write a millennial hit back piece, which I did. And so I was kind of outraged, as was a lot of other people, but he was sitting there going, I wasn't being serious. But the problem, of course,
But was it like I was only pretending to be a cockhead?
Or was he
guys.
being? Was it? Otherwise, it actually is kind of funny if he was writing it like if they could stop having their smash avocado buy a house, and he's saying the reality is they're all kind of screwed.
It's certainly what he's saying now is that
Yeah, did he backpedal a bit?
Yeah,
Do you-
that's what
I don't
I'm
know
saying.
him.
Like,
I don't know him. You know him
probably-
better than I do.
Possibly a little bit. I don't know. I mean, I think I certainly think it probably blew up in a way that was difficult for him because, I mean, even if he went all guns blazing with this idea, like the blowback he got was massive. So if he was even a little bit tongue in cheek, it would have been hard as. But I mean, look, 10 years on.
What was his reaction 10 years on? He's just like it's the same. There's still the issue.
Issue's gotten worse, which has got way worse. But I mean, the thing that I kind of ended up saying at this event was that what it's done, what the housing problem has done in Australia, and the way that our legislation is set up, is what we've got now is a situation where everyone is kind of financially just waiting for their parents to die, which is awful. Like that is an awful thing. But we don't have capital gains on primary residences. We don't have any inheritance taxes in Australia. So even if your parents own an apartment or a house that's falling down in the middle of nowhere, you're looking at a windfall of at least a couple of $100,000. There's probably no other time in your life when that happens.
What happens when an entire generation of boomers die within a decade or something? Like, what's the implication of that? Of everyone inheriting a lot?
Yeah, it's often called the greatest wealth transfer in Australian history and one of the biggest in the world. The residential real estate alone in Australia is worth $12.1 trillion. It's a huge amount of money to start cascading down. The average boomer household at the end of 2024 was worth $1.6 million.
Oh my God.
The average new mortgage, if you or I walked into a bank at the moment, the average amount we'll walk out with in a mortgage nationally is $736,000, which is massive, obviously, when variable interest rates are at 6%. But that all just seems to stop dead if your parents pass away and give you their, like, even if you're splitting it with siblings, $1.6 million covers the mortgage.
So mortgages are going to plummet, basically.
Well, I mean, what it does, I think, it creates this really interesting split where you struggle, and then once you get some money, you probably, like, that burden is lifted. You might spend on some stuff in the retail economy that you've been putting off. You might get a new car, you might go on a holiday, all this sort of stuff. I mean, because people are living till they're 100 now. It's happening later. So people are already pretty well established in their careers. They might have struggled their way into a property, probably got some investments. So maybe they're 50 or 60 when their parents pass away. And then they get the windfall of cash. So it's a really interesting dynamic that's coming for Australia where when the money drops and what that means for sort of retail sectors, tourism sectors, I think it's going to be fascinating. No one really knows how it's going to play out, but it's already started.
I find it so weird too. Like, well, when my brother lives in Sydney, it's in a place called Lane Cove, and like for them to get a sort of a house big enough for their kids, it's like 4 million Australian. So they're just under the assumption they're never ever going to have it. So it's just weird having this one thing that everyone wants. Like people want a car, people want safety, but there's this one thing that's just like this giant investment that is, for a lot of people, they'll just say they'll never ever get it. But then also, is there a wealth inequality created from the people that the only reason they're rich is their parents died?
Totally.
So then they look down on people like, you just got to work hard. No, it's like there's no reason other than fortune.
Totally. I mean, it's structural. It's kind of this idea that you've got it all in your control is kind of being whittled away. I mean, there's still obviously an element of that, but I think what it does for a society's psychology is really interesting too, because we've always been upwardly mobile. The idea is you do a bit better than your parents. But now we've got a generation that is kind of a bit downwardly mobile. Like maybe you went to private school and lived in a nice house, but you're never going to be able to deliver that for your kids. Like that's happening in pretty large numbers.
Yeah.
And so people are kind of feeling weird. And like, I think there's a lot of people who are in their 30s and 40s who are kind of not really talking about it and just feeling a bit like, I didn't really nail all this. No one really talks about it because it's awkward. But I think there's this kind of, it's a bit of a bummer, which is why a lot of the content is a bummer.
I must say though, people do talk about housing in this country way too much, and it's like the most boring conversation.
Yeah, and I think one of the problems is that so much of it is simple solutions to complicated problems. Like if you talk about housing in Australia, you've got basically like a forest of issues, and the sort of, if I can use the metaphor, the trees were planted 25, 30 years ago. So if you just say, right, it's one thing that we need to fix it, I mean, it's kind of not really enough. It's not worth it. So, I'll be at the budget next on the 12th, and you just don't expect much of a chat about housing because it's too difficult.
What countries have it right with housing? Is it like the Scandinavian countries where you actually can't have like you can't use properties as investments? Like, does that fix it?
One of the things that I've been really interested in, particularly in European countries, really established big cities, is that they have long-term leases,
like 99-year leases, rather than and that avoids a bit of the.
It does a bit. I mean, you kind of feel a bit. One of the things about Australians is we're pretty desperate to get out of the rental market and into something that we own because there's such insecurity in it. You can get booted out. You can't have a dog in some cases. You can't paint the walls. Yeah. In those places, it is your home. Yeah. You can hand it over to your kids. The lease can be transferred. Whereas in Australia, the way we're set up is so much of it is about an investment property that is owned by a couple. It's their main investment that they need a good return on. It has to go up in value. It has to give them a solid rental return. And so they might decide that they need to jack up the price every sort of year. But in those countries, a lot of it's owned by trusts. Like a major investment vehicle will own thousands of properties and rent them out. And so the instinct or the requirement to get a return fast isn't as full on as it is here.
I thought you can't own multiple, or there are regulations around how much you can sell a place for in, say, like my brother-in-law is Swedish, and he's like, you can't on-sell a place that you've bought for more than 10% of what you bought it for, because it deters people from using properties as investments.
Could be true. I don't know. I don't know
the
about
legislation,
the Swedish one, but I did certainly have fun in the book looking at how Australians transact property. With a lot of us do auctions, and globally it's very weird to do it that way.
Well, even in WA they don't do auctions anywhere near as much.
I do them a couple of times. Like I've seen someone
we
in
got
WA,
auction, but it's very rarely.
and there's a lot
must
of
be nice.
there's a novelty factor over there. I think. What is this I'm saying? This is an auction. Okay, interesting.
I think they're growing in popularity. It's weird when I see them here because then you have to deal with even when we're trying to look into it, you have to deal with the fuckhead real estate agent so much. And he hasn't got your interest in mind, and he's also 23, and I'm like, I hate you so much. Real estate agents, you've dealt with some good and bad ones, right?
I have. Haven't we all? I mean, have you dealt with some good ones?
Mostly at the pub.
And see, they're off the clock.
Well, they've got money, so they'll
Oh, yeah,
come up.
true.
Hey, boys, can we buy a round?
Oh, that's nice.
And then we're like, no, you can buy us a house. What's up?
Please, hot dogs from Big Brother. Please help me out.
So do you think they get a bad rap, the agents themselves?
I think they're just salespeople. And I think when you look at them through that lens, you realize that they're no better or worse than any other salesperson. The incentives are pretty well laid out in front of you. And so they're following the incentives. I mean, does it benefit them to be completely honest about everything to do with the property? If there's, termite damage in that corner, I mean, are they incentivized to tell you? No. I mean, you just got to look at the incentive. One of the best investors in the entire world, Charlie Munger, says, show me the incentive and I'll show you the outcome. So with real estate agents, you go, what's the incentive? Okay, the incentive is to sell me for the highest possible price. The person paying the real estate agent is the vendor. I'm the buyer. I am not paying the real estate agent at all, so he's not going to advocate for me in the slightest.
Yeah, hate him.
Okay, this is
Kohler says he hates all real estate
I feel like we were just about to get to an apology to real estate agents.
No, not at all.
We're going down that path.
So there's still
kinda.
efforts.
No, respect.
G, you do schemes, right? Just
I do.
to take it away from housing a little bit for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about how we get rorted, and then we talk about how can we get them. Do you have any schemes
I love
for
this.
us?
I love this segment. Can I just say?
Thank you. Well, I can't
It's
take
Harry's.
Actually, it's called Eff'd.
I was telling you.
Actually, I can't. I can't really take any credit for it because like the emails just come in and then I test some of them. But
No, I love
it's
them. I
just
saw them.
largely dictated by like what people send me every now and then. Like obviously, I keep an eye out for some. Like the milk run was one I discovered, just like prodding and testing shit. But do you have any schemes for us?
I liked the Bunnings one you did the other day.
Oh,
That was
Coke
it
Zero.
was
Price
beautiful.
matching at
Yeah,
Coke Zero.
it was beautiful in
Harry's.
its simplicity. It's
Yeah.
it's just you overlook it and there it is. But yes, I do have one. I don't know if I call it a money hack because it's something that everybody wants you to know.
What it sounds from what
Buy
you
my
told
book
us.
and then you can.
Exactly. Buy my book. No, there's something called it's find unclaimed money, right? So if you just Google find unclaimed money, for people who are really into typing things into their browser, it is moneysmart.gov.au/find-unclaimed-money. And what it says when you land there is there is around 2.7 billion in lost shares, bank accounts, and life insurance. Basically, this is money that has nowhere to go. It's owed to you, but maybe your information changed. Maybe you closed a bank account and you didn't realize. Basically, it's the holding pen for all the money that's sloshing around in the economy that they know who it's supposed to go to. They just don't know how to get it there.
So it's in like money purgatory, basically.
That's exactly where it is.
They should just
religious.
one day they should do a just a lottery. We're gonna give away all this $2.7 billion to one lucky person.
No, they'll definitely get rorted somehow. That's the only issue.
Who's going first? Josh?
So we've all loaded it up, and we're all going to check how much we're owned in unclaimed money at moneysmart.gov.au/find-unclaimed-money, or you can just search that.
So-
okay, I'm up first. What are you going to say, Chris?
So, yeah, I want to know. If
Okay.
you've got. I've actually already checked yours.
Oh, well, let me check. 3, 2.
Oh, sorry.
Where's it pop up?
Just say no results.
Yeah, if there's no results, then
No
that's,
results.
Then that's
No, there's nothing happening.
what do you mean?
Oh, I just search your name. It says no results found.
Weird.
Yeah, no results found means unfortunately.
I didn't have no results found. It just says nothing.
Damn, what a shame.
Oh, it's actually wigging out. There's an error now.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm getting
Oh.
error too.
I think we've
Oh,
overloaded.
we've overloaded the government website with
we
3
found
people.
the money. We found it.
It's
guys
loading
are-
all the zeros that it owes Josh.
What is going on?
The guys that made Bomb made this one too.
They don't want you having your money.
Don't talk shit about Bomb, mate.
You're the bomb.
Don't literally.
In the interim, obviously
It's
what you
working
do
again.
is
It's
No
working.
results
Okay,
found. No
fine.
results found.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'm doing mine.
But so
Oh, sorry, Chris.
No, this is good. This is what I wanted to happen because
Okay.
I've also checked yours.
Oh, really? Nothing came up.
Yeah, sorry, man.
Wait. Really? Because
How-
I found something for you.
How is that possible? Because,
I
like.
found one. I found some for you.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
What is it?
Do you want to know?
What's your middle name first of all?
Oh, do you have to put middle name too?
No. Just this is how you differentiate. What's your middle name, Harry?
James.
Yeah, sorry, mate.
Wait, what? But it says owner, Kathleen Fitzgerald. That's your mum,
No, it's not.
Kathy.
Catherine.
Oh, that's
What
'cause
does it say about
There's,
it?
a,
I
there's
did-
a Harry Fitzgerald here.
I
but
did
it is
Harry Fitzgerald here, and it just says dumb.
Okay.
Find unclaimed.
You're
money.
out. What does it say, Giorgio? What's
Says-
Kathleen got?
Have you checked yours, Georgia?
I have. Yeah, I got donuts.
Okay, so
it's
first thing-
$13.28 to Harry George Fitzgerald.
What? Kathleen knows Harry George.
Kathleen
Are
May
we on the
Fitzgerald.
phone to Mum? Kathleen May. Okay.
So it's a bit of a gamble. You type your name in, you roll the dice, see what comes up. But of course, the second that you're done with that, you just start typing in your friends'
Yeah, I've
names.
done it. Yeah, everyone I know
your
now.
auntie, your mum, everyone.
Mike.
Yeah.
So, and once you finish with that, you just start typing in people's names that you know. So I went through.
Chris Kohler.
Yeah, so unfortunately nothing for Chris Kohler, but someone named Christopher Leslie Kohler is owed $200.
Jeffrey
Whoa.
Epstein.
So who are the big ticket?
So I went and searched a couple of names. Scott Morrison
Yeah,
is owed $609.
I might claim that.
Scott, come get your money. Hugh Jackman is owed $14,600.
Whoa,
From who?
14,000. Wow.
Look it up.
So hang on, I just wrote Hugh.
Jars.
Okay, Josh.
What about my mum's maiden name? If she was under.
I think mine's broken because just nothing comes up.
Yeah, mine's doing weird stuff too. Anyway, yesterday I searched and Kevin Sheedy is owed $1,200.
Wow.
Sheets?
But how much does he owe? We don't know. About
I don't know.
either.
Come
What
get your money.
about what about like which AFL player was it that got massive Pendles, right? Pendles manager, like
True.
Oh, there it is.
I'm going to do
Scott.
Gillian McLaughlin because, like blue
Pendlebury.
blood, kind of a bit
Hey,
dodgy.
Pendles is owned $90.
There you go.
Southern Cross Airlines.
Again, I think he's owed a lot more money
Yeah, I
from,
know. I think
from
I-
a previous business relationship.
But what did you say, $93? This is a public service announcement. Scott, I know he listens to the pod religiously. He'll hear this and go,
He does
$93.
follow our podcast page, so I actually might say this. What's another senior? Let's just do Joel Selwood because I can't think of anyone else that's like around.
It's funny the names
Paddy
that pop into your head.
Dangerfield.
Patrick.
Patrick Dangerfield. What are you owed? Nothing. Damn. Sorry, Paddy.
Oh, man, all these guys, they can't get by. They haven't
Oh my
got
God, Hamish Blake is owed $600.
Really?
Whoa. And potentially 3,000. What the hell is that?
Well,
That's
a lot
right.
of it comes down to your middle name.
And so if you
Oh,
do,
really? Oh, okay,
if
yeah,
you
of course.
if you do have money owed, like how do you get it back?
Yeah, so you click on your name, and then what it'll give you is an OTN, which is original transaction number, and it'll tell you the organization, the financial institute that you're owed it from. So I've just clicked on Scott Morrison's one. Or have I?
Harry loves ScoMo.
Yeah, so
hang on.
Scott and his partner are owed $609.87. St. George Bank Limited, they've got the transaction number. So you just have to go to that bank and prove who you are, and they'll give you the money. And
Right.
what's interesting is that it says the year that you started the account, which in this case is 2002, and then the date that interest is started to be paid from, which is 2013. So you've forgotten about this for decades. Interest started getting paid in 2013. It just builds on itself quietly. So $609. I mean, the interest rate is probably terrible, but it's just been sitting there building.
It's like Futurama when he gets frozen for 1,000 years and then is rich.
Oh, yeah.
It's, it's exactly it.
I mean, one thing you can
It's
do.
exactly what we're talking about.
One thing you can do is just type in a really basic name like John, and then you can see like heaps of Johns and see the highest amount. Oh, it's actually shitting itself because there's so many Johns.
Why am I? It's not a good
Please
website.
narrow. Yeah, okay.
Thank you very much for that. Do you have any other schemes for us, or is that the number one?
That's it.
Okay. Speaking of schemes, because we've got so many things to hit on. Giorgio loves flight loyalty programs, and there's a big part of your book about like whether or not they're good or whether or not loyalty programs even work. What's your theory on that?
Just
think-
quickly, my relationship
Yeah,
with
go.
it is I just credit card hop, get the 100,000 points, claim flight.
I do so. Yeah. So I preface everything that I say and the shit that I talk about loyalty cards is to say that there are some people who are really into it and can make it work. And,
Right, okay.
And you can, if you put in the time and energy, you can get a return on your points, and it's kind of worth it. But for the vast, vast majority of people who are signed up to these programs, they are absolutely pointless.
Right,
Pun intended.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't actually intend that, but no, they're useless. Like, so, I think the ACCC said for the supermarket ones, for example, you end up getting a return of about 0.5 cent on the dollar. For me, the information that you're giving is really valuable. It's like we often talk about whether or not data is valuable or whether it's not. People kind of aren't that up for that chat, I find, but it is valuable. The exchange rate we get in terms of points for our data is terrible, and it creates a liability issue because the more of your data that's out there, the more likely you are to be caught up in a hack or a data breach, and then they can come back at you with really specific information and scam you.
Yeah, but then you have 4,000 flybys points, which you can claim for $10.
Yeah.
So worth it.
And now that they've capped credit card surcharging in stores and put caps, or they've made them illegal and they've put caps on interchange fees, the one of the responses from financial institution is to make points even less valuable.
Wow. Well, they've diluted them all.
Yeah, they're going down.
Holy shit.
What about weekend surcharge? We had beers on Saturday, and everything in Melbourne is a weekend public holiday surcharge, which to me seems illegal to give you 20% extra when you're not even on the public holiday.
I know, it sucks, but it's a labour issue. Like, that's why they're doing it, because they need to pay their staff more on a public holiday.
But it isn't a public holiday.
Well, it was on Saturday, though, wasn't it?
It was an actual it wasn't.
Yeah, because it was actual Anzac Day.
But also, like,
But it was annoying because there was no public holiday on the Friday or the Monday, which is super annoying.
also, it's just a weird thing to be like, oh, we pay our staff more on the weekends. Like, yeah, but isn't that factored into the price of your goods anyway? That's like saying, oh, like there's an electricity surcharge because we pay electricity. Like, that's just all part of running a business, isn't it?
Totally agree. But they would say, I'll narrow it down on the Sunday because, you know, that's the day that it cost me more. That's the day it cost you more. But I agree.
It doesn't hurt people on the Monday then, I guess.
Yeah.
The other thing on credit cards is they're abolishing the tiny credit card surcharge.
Yeah.
I remember speaking to went away for Easter, and I was in this like small cafe in like an hour out of Melbourne, and I was like, "Hey, what's the deal with the card surcharges? Who cops it?" And she was like, "The cafe does, like the small businesses do." And she was like, "This is the worst thing for customers because the small business is just going to pass the rates on to the customer."
Yeah, but you just said it before. I mean, it's another cost of doing business. So, you know, you don't walk into a shop that's got its lights off and everything's cheaper because they don't have to pay their energy bill that day. So
Good scheme, actually.
it's
But some people charge 4% for the like card fee and stuff like that prior to this. So it's like, it just, if anything, it just brings back a little bit the outrageousness. And if they're going, $20 for a muffin, you're like, I just won't buy it.
But as if the banks don't cop that.
the banks are the one. Well, the card providers are the one that ends up getting the fee because they're providing a service. They're providing the technology and the kind of the exchange of the money. The reason why all this started really is because we stopped using cash. So we used to use cash, then the convenience and perceived security of tapping and card payments came in. And so we had theoretical choice between paying in cash and paying in this slightly more expensive way of doing things. And then over time, we just used cash less and less and less. And now it's what, 15, 16% of all transactions is cash. So the choice that you have between the more expensive way of paying and the cheaper way of paying, which is cash, has kind of been removed. And so that is, in theory, why the Reserve Bank has sought to protect consumers by getting rid of that charge, because really they see there's really not that much choice happening anymore out there. Almost everyone is paying with their card, so let's look after the consumers. But you're right, small businesses aren't chuffed with it. Banks aren't chuffed with it.
Chris, have you got a favourite historical rort? Like the oldest time when they first went, hang on, they're fucking us over here.
On the spot. I mean,
is the Australian banking system one of them in some way? I mean, like as soon as they did the Royal Commission, it was like, oh, it's not recent. It's actually like 40 years. As soon as you guys existed, you were dickheads.
I see. My mind immediately went to something really, really specific. But you're right. Like, I don't know why.
What's your one?
Okay, this is.
I'm talking old.
This is super specific.
Okay, good.
Okay, American Airlines.
Planes.
So they had in their first class meals 3 olives, 3 green olives.
Oh, yeah.
You heard about this one?
I've heard about this one, yeah.
They realised that if they took one of the olives out of that first class meal, they could save something like $40 million a year and no one would care. So for me, it kind of starts, it fires the starting gun on what becomes this process over decades of stripping out as much as you possibly can out of our flying experience.
Yeah.
What else can we get away with? How much can I take this thing away?
Space.
But I've thought about that olive thing, and like the numbers don't number. Like how can like if you even the thousands and thousands of flights they have, there's only like fucking 10 first class seats. You take out one olive, it's like what's an olive worth?
a lot of
At 2
flights.
cents? How do you get to the millions?
I don't know. It's a lot of flights, man.
Good olives.
Transferring.
Really good,
American Airlines
big,
do a lot of flights.
Solid gold olive.
Olives
Yeah.
the
If we
size
take out
of
the
apples.
solid gold olive out, we save it. Yeah, okay, that's interesting. So,
But prior to COVID, weren't flights at the cheapest they've ever been?
Prior to COVID.
Yeah.
Wait, say again.
Well, prior to COVID, weren't flights in general across the board the cheapest ever?
I don't know about that. Maybe. It
I
sort
don't
of
know.
stands to reason. I might have to look that up. Harry's your guy on that.
What
no,
about,
I'm more about the mechanics of planes.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
what about
not-
the
He's also biased. You can't actually ask him anything, and he'd be like, "Oh, I'm pro plane."
what about the
Hang on,
history?
George.
Oh, you got one?
George, you're totally right. I was way off. It's $40,000 per year, not 40
Yeah, still
million.
significant.
Giorgio, you were so right. I had to catch myself because it did sound like too much, and it was
Yeah.
I'm releasing a book.
$40,000.
Oh, your book will be good.
Totally different thing.
How I
What
rorted my
about
friends.
what about the history of being completely stiffed by Coles and Woolies in Australia?
Yeah, that's a rich vein.
Has
that
it
one.
always been like that?
Not really. One of the things, like, you kind of have to be a bit careful because by the time when does this come out?
So in 1 hour, Harry's.
Oh, well, then that's easy.
It's already out.
Sorry, yeah. Where look, they're kind of in court at the moment. Coles and Woolies
really?
are in federal court right now, going up against the ACCC, defending themselves against the claims that the discounts that we see, a lot of them are just complete bullshit or illusory, as the ACCC says. It's a massive problem that's been building for a while. We came out of COVID and everybody loved the supermarkets because they were open and, you know, we were able to buy as much toilet paper as we wanted. And then they started screwing us on prices. It's as simple as that, really. Like what we were looking at, we thought were discounts, and really it's a constant yo-yo pricing system that works in tandem with the competitor. And a lot of the time,
So they found collusion between the two.
not technically, like it wasn't, the problem with collusion is I have to call you, we have to communicate, and we have to come up with a plan.
They were just both doing the same
They
thing.
were both doing the same thing, and the information was so available and obvious, and it was coming from the suppliers in a way, that it became so clear what was going on. Like the price of mayonnaise would be high one week at Woolies and low at Coles, and then it'd switch, and then it'd switch again, and it just keeps doing this all the time.
Wouldn't they like jack up the price of something and then say it's half price the next week when really it's not half price?
So that's what they're battling over in court at the moment. They're talking about, okay, if you have a price that's say $8 and then you go to $9 because inflation and you have to put it up, and if you're at $9 for 2 weeks, but then you put a discount sticker on it for $8.50, is that a discount or is it more expensive? Because if you're communicating to everyone that, hey, it's on sale, it's a discount, but in reality it's more expensive than it was 3 weeks ago, that's a bit of a lie. And so that's kind of what they're going back and forth
What's
about.
Woolworths and Coles' argument then?
Well, they're kind of saying, well, it depends. I mean, it is a discount. This is the new established price. We are discounting from that. The question now, and the thing that they're battling over, is how long does it have to be at the new established price before you put a discount sticker on it? So it's kind of getting into the semantics, as these sorts of things always tend to do.
Yeah.
But it's, it's very quickly becoming an whole ethical debate.
But at the end of the like when there was that big spotlight on on the duopoly or whatever, it was clear. It came out that they were making around 25% profit or something, or like 20 to 25 Woolworths potentially, which seemed way more than what people anticipated because of the way it was considered price gouging.
The profits are strong, but the margins in theory aren't that strong. It's sort of-
Oh, you actually spoke this in your book too about why Aldi is so much cheaper.
Yeah, well, Aldi's simpler. I mean, one of the things about Aldi is, and they got up in this kind of inquiry and they were like, we have a focus on price at all times and you don't have as much choice. I say it in the book. If you go into Coles and you want to buy raspberry jam, you've got 8 different brands to choose from. All of that adds cost and complexity to a business. If you go into Aldi, you've got one jam. That's your jam you get to have. And so by having a simpler operating model, you get to keep prices down. It's kind of as simple as that. And I think one of the things that I say in the book is that Coles and Woolies do compete with each other, But I'm not sure they're competing on price as much as they're competing on who's a better supermarket. Like you go in there and it's very flash and you get a lot of choice. And
There's a sushi and a bakery.
There's maybe a Boost juice. It's very good, but it's not necessarily that they're trying desperately to be cheaper than one another.
Like really, if you're buying bread, milk, and sugar, you don't need like a full sashimi
Sushi
chef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which seem to be in almost every second one now.
I need
It's
one
nice.
though.
I mean, a lot of those.
It is nice. I like
but
that
I
sushi.
prefer the. Yeah, I know. I get you, but like I prefer the cheap goods.
A lot of those, like if you see a sushi place or a Boost, a lot of it that's money that's coming in from an external operator to be there. But it's a lot about the fresh bakery and the big deli. It's just you look around and it's not hard to see the amount of cost. So they come out and say, "Oh, look how margins are really narrow. They're really thin." And you go, "Well, shit, margins worked out after cost. You've got so much cost here. You walk into an Aldi, and it's really simple. Like there's not a lot going on, and that's why it's cheaper."
What's the best outcome for Australians and worst, I guess, as well, from this like court hearing?
I think it's probably about simplicity of messaging from. We all need to buy groceries all the time. It's not a nice feeling to be unsure about what's real and what's not. You just want to know what you're up for. And I think we got into a position in Australia where we're so into the idea of sticker discounts that it kind of sort of lost its way and lost its meaning a bit. I think the best possible outcome is just to have the price be more reliable. And when you see a discount sticker, you kind of have this confidence of knowing, that is not part of a kind of a constant strategy. It's actually a discount that I can kind of rely on.
So like stricter regulations around what they can and can't do, basically.
Probably.
Yeah, okay.
Probably
They'll think of a
bit.
new one.
Yeah.
They'll think of new ways to get us.
Are you backing them in?
Yeah, they'll get us. They'll keep getting us, and it's scary.
I don't know how
I'm
they'll
scared.
financially recover from my 9 half-price milk runs.
Yeah, that's way too many.
They'll be talking about that gravely in boardrooms, right?
I
Like this profit.
There's a photo of G.
I use it 0 times, so I won the scheme
How'd you win?
because I spent $0.
Yeah, but I got all my groceries
Yeah.
for like 2 weeks at half price.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's true.
But we'll probably wrap in a second, Chris. But were there any other ones from the book that you'd love to tell people? Because I think the overall consensus from the book is the squeaky wheel gets the grace, and you shouldn't be loyal to any of these brands. You should be as loud as possible because you will benefit.
That's exactly right. I think you gotta. I hate saying it because it comes up so much it loses all meaning. But you got to shop around. You got to sit there once every 6 months and try to get through your insurance and your superannuation and your bank and your car phone bill, and you got to try to get through as many of those things as you possibly can. And that's the only way you will save any meaningful amount of money with these ongoing regular expenses.
Actually, you did a video like ages ago about switching mortgages and the average that you save, and that was that inspired me to be like, okay. And I contacted our the mortgage broker that we used like years ago. I was like, hey mate, is there a better rate? He was like, nah, but there's the same one with $3,000 cash back. I was like, so you're saying we switch mortgages, we get the same rate, and we just get $3,000 for doing nothing? He's like, yep. And I was like, well, obviously do that, please.
So what's the incentive for the broker not to do it? Does he get the rolling commission from the initial one or something?
Yeah, he gets a slice from the bank for telling us to go with them.
I think brokers can be really good, but you have to know that they're getting paid by the financial institution, and you kind of maybe have to prod them with a stick a bit to do their thing. I actually got slammed for that video.
Why?
So it makes sense in
Like
Australia.
slam
dunked. It makes sense in Australia. Can we just
1 second, just look up.
Sorry.
Slam dunk.
Thanks.
worth it? I got in trouble for that one because that is how it works in Australia. You can just take your mortgage and move it to a different bank, and they'll give you a better rate or a worse rate or a cashback or whatever. You wouldn't move for a worse rate, but it's not how it works overseas. And the thing about social media is that people watch it from overseas.
Yeah.
So in America, it doesn't really work like that. So there are all these people in the comments being like, "What? What are you talking about? And they're all madly sending it to their loan officers or their friends and being like, can we get this better rate? Can we save this money?
Is this true?
And the answer is no, not in America. And so all these people are like, this guy's talking absolute crap. Like he's full of it. Yeah, can we just beat that one?
Yeah, we can.
With the reaction to videos, so you're on TV a lot as a reporter, and you probably don't get much like backfire or anything like that. Has there ever been a weird relationship, and we don't have to go into it too much, with like the fact you're a legacy media, but you're creating this new platform for yourself?
It kind of hasn't really been. It hasn't really been an issue. I mean, legacy media, if you want to call it that, is kind of it's professionally done news for free for the most part, which is kind of really important. It's locally reported. I like that I'm involved in it. But I like that I get to kind of do some stuff on social media too, which I wouldn't be able to do on those platforms. You know, you kind of you get to ask fart around however you want on social. It's great.
Beep that.
Could you?
I actually forgot I had a protest.
Oh, what is it? What's it for?
Stop capitalism.
Bro, you are for the people.
Did you come up with that? That's very clever.
I like the spelling personally.
Yeah. Well, because I'm against it.
Oh no, hang on. What?
No, because there's no. If you came up with that, that's very clever. Because there's no capitals in that.
It's actually brilliant. And it takes you a minute because I thought we were talking about capitalism.
Yeah, because I'm sick of it. Get the book, How They Get You, and you're also on the Alan Kohler project. That was another JJ. You've just done a great podcast. I listened to the first episode, How We Got Here, and the book is How They Get You. Chris, you've been very generous with your time. You can literally come on whenever you want.
I
if you
appreciate.
want.
I'll take you up on that, and I'll keep on searching your name here on Money Smart. If anything comes up, you'll be the first to know.
Oh my God, please.
Spending so much time. Was there anything else you want to cover before we go?
I don't think so. You guys are awesome.
You guys want to go have some Cocoa Pops and jork it crazy style?
Well, that's the only way to have them.
It's sugary, so
balance the bowl on the rod.
I might add some spice in there so that I really feel like having a
That was Jim's mowing. He was also anti masturbating.
Yeah, I don't actually know if because it's out of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. I don't know if he's a religious man of that ilk.
I don't know, but he said the source of his power of why he was successful is because he didn't jork it.
It's such an unusual and specific claim, isn't it?
What about Jim's wanking? I came to my school.
We've bookended the conversation with wanking. Thanks, Chris.
Thanks,
Cheers,
Chris.
guys.
Appreciate it.